Apparently my internet decided it didn't feel like doing anything for a little bit there. I think I am no longer experiencing technical difficulties. Okay, I was mid-talk about how it would have been interesting to see what would have happened to Ascalon had Lady Althea not gotten kidnapped. How that would have affected Duke Baradin and the lines and Prince Rurik's psychology. Thankfully, I was able to reconnect to Guild Wars as well, so I don't have to repeat the mission. Not that I, like, probably half of the mission time is waiting for the internet to reconnect now, but I was glad it was able to. Yeah, okay, not half. That was definitely slightly disconcerting. The Ascalonian engineers just all over dead, and I don't know why. I think if you have Prot Spirit, you might be able to save that one. Hey, we kept an Ascalonian engineer alive. Fantastic. Hey, how are you doing? Char, anything with the claw's teeth. If you stay away from those, you'll be fine. Right. You're supposed to do a thing here. Whoa. Okay, internet. Okay, are you being stable again, internet? Because you just tried to disappear on me, which is why the no in chat was about. I will put updates, by the way. I messaged here when my internet went down. So if you're, you know, want to connect somewhere, you're supposed to ordinarily here, do this guy's whole thing, which is a good idea. Ooh, orange dye, just like pre-sing. When those char are a threat. However, our characters being level mini, they are not. Not much of a threat anyway. A lot of small hits. I forgot that Dwarven, or the Drunken Master, is bad against these guys. The Warriors have Wild Blow. So they are able to dispel us. But normally you're instructed here to, like, charge up this catapult and up there with Lormar. Yeah, Lormar. Wait. Lormar. My brain is like, is it Lornar or Lormar? And it has a real hard time telling the difference. Don't know if that extended interrupt is going to mess with the VOD at all or not, because that could be kind of annoying. I will find out. What's going to happen? I got thrown off by seeing Sintra over there. I'm not used to him being a mercenary hero yet. Somewhat disorienting. That's right. There's not a good reason for her to have body shot because we aren't inflicting cracked armor. I mean, it does okay damage. There we go. finishes the mission. Huzzah. New frontier gate. Let's go get Ruins of Surmia on my map, eh? Ooh. Yeah, it's the eastern frontier. Where's that connected to Pockmark Flats? My inventory is full of absolute garbage. This collector right here has some interesting weapons too. This is part of what I love about Ascalon. Is you get some stuff like this, like armor plus 5 while attacking, armor minus 5 while casting. Or this earth staff. Check out this earth staff. You get armor plus 5 versus lightning damage. Armor plus 3 while casting, armor plus 3 while enchanted, and energy plus 3 while hexed. This is a truly strange weapon in terms of its mods. It's like, oh, that's interesting. And I like all of the, oh, that's interesting, that you get in Ascalon. I also really like the, all of the ruins. I really like ruins, and there's a lot of, like, implied happenings in Ascalon that I really, really enjoy. Also, all of these Grawl are really rough in the Vanquish, because there can be a huge number of them swarming you. Hey, MicroGW. Good to see you. You managed to dodge the period of my internet instability? I probably will do some hard mode on her. I have a character that has Legendary Vanquisher, so I have done it, but not this character. Damage plus 20% versus Char. Not very strong weapon, but... Okay. Armor plus 7 versus fire damage specifically on this water staff. Damage plus 10% versus hex foes. And DMG plus 20% versus Char, because they decided they needed to be inconsistent about how they're specifying that particular mod for some reason. What does this do? Armor plus 15 versus Char and health plus 5. Ah. Yeah, I'm not that interested in getting titles to, like, make more than one. I would like to get Guam on the one character, but... Armor plus 15 versus Char is no joke. That's actually quite a lot of armor. There's another damage plus 20% versus Char, but why does this one have damage plus 10% versus hex foes spelled out? They spell out damage, but the versus Char is DMG. That's so strange. I love these areas so much. Could you imagine going to this, like, amphitheater area and seeing a play or something? That'd be so cool. And, like, there's a statue of Lyssa, so it certainly strikes me as an amphitheater. Give me my 2 and 3 gold coins. Yeah. Gotta make my way all the way to the Ruins of Surmia. Which I do want to do in hard mode because I do have the quest for that. I have a Zaishin quest for it. Hanging around. But that's not gonna be here. Not right now. It's just like liquid nostalgia. This right here is the coaling issue, by the way, that I talk about. When I look down here, that building, like this building right here, is showing there. And if I yeah, as I move around, it like doesn't know whether or not to draw it, and it keeps fading in and out of existence. That is something that I wish did not happen. Very much so wish did not happen. Where am I storing these char hides? I know I had char hides somewhere. Right here. Most of this stuff I'm just going to sell. X-Wing armor is worth... Oh, the rest of it is all like super low level stuff, so... Technically, it might be better to exchange those char carvings, but... Hamish is not the name that we normally would use in America, but that's okay. Makes it more interesting. Don't know why I have to qualify that as being okay. I wanted to go look at something in Ascalon City. Also, I should... Oh man, I love Ascalon City. I should go grab those char hides and exchange them for stuff. Yeah, it's got a nice blacksmith. Corwin won't know how to make armor for me any more than Benoit will. Syl would never craft armor at Benoit. It's just... You're better off saving your resources for Corwin. It's just a substantially better set of armor, and there's just no way around it. Yep. Chiro Descendant, kind of a big deal. Always hanging out here. Potato Born? I'm gonna be honest, that sounds like a Wooden Potatoes reference somehow. Okay, I want some fur out of these char hides. Tell you what, that's exactly what I'm gonna get too. Some fur. Lisa Sedgwick. There we go. 2 fur. Substantial upgrade. Okay, over this way there's a training yard. And I was looking at this in the slow playthrough. And you'll notice this training yard was apparently donated to the Ascalonian army by the White Mantle. That's the White Mantle emblem right there. Pretty sure that's the White Mantle emblem. And I find that really interesting in the sense of, here's an asset that they reused. I wonder where they reused it from. I should be able to see some White Mantle stuff from Delesio, I think. I mean, we have a White Mantle Knight here. Of course I should. Also, this is like an interesting banner. Warrior Ranger Elementalist Monk. I don't know why they have... Yep, there's the White Mantle on Kryta's cape. So yeah, they reused that training, or that cart rack asset. Oh man, Prophecies is just... I love the music so much. You know what? I should actually get some more towns on my map here. Let's do that. Right, Sasuke. That's probably fine for now. I would like another bit of healing. I am Dream Farts. My internet decided it didn't like itself, and then it got better. Which I am grateful for. We'll just go with Zed. You can fill in the rear. That's fine. I don't know what happened to make it go out, but I am glad that it is back. Also, Acolyte Jin has a unusable skill in her bar right, or a not particularly useful skill in her bar right now. I should probably do something about that. You know what I'm gonna do, actually? Okay, I like Rod Gortz, but like your energy is gonna be terrible. I'm gonna spec summon air magic. Drop Rod Gortz because the energy is terrible. Drop Savannah Heat. Grab Shell Shock and Chain Lightning and Elemental Attunement. There we go. That's what we're gonna do. And then a few points in Healing Prayers and a Roar Life. There. There we go. That's a bar that I'm happier about. That will empower Body Shot. I mean, everything's gonna die so quickly it probably doesn't matter. But unless this stuff starts happening, in which case maybe it does matter what I'm doing. I want Bergen Hot Springs and Beetleton on my map though, and right now I have neither. So let's go see about changing that. I'm not even sure. I definitely need to be wrapping up at some point here. But maybe I'll get these outposts and see about the Good Deed quest. Because I would like to do Warren Kryta on her. And I do need to do that. And last time I tried to do that, I couldn't because I had Gwen with me. I also should probably do Mox's thing. Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of this. It's a fun magic reference. Sometimes I move my mouse to reposition it for doing other motions or like to get better. You know how you move a mouse. And I don't release right click and it moves the camera, and that gets all kinds of disorienting. I apologize to all of us whenever that happens, because trust me, it bothers me too. Okay. I will say, Warren Kryta is really good for capturing some skills that are a pain in the rear end to get otherwise. Specifically, like Aura of the Lich is way easier to capture during Warren Kryta. In my opinion, because otherwise you have to go into Hell's Precipice to get it. And not having to go through Hell's Precipice to get a skill is better. Yeah, we got some Peacekeepers going on here, being pains in my face. I guess. I think, isn't this an enemy model? Where is this enemy model used? I feel like it's used somewhere else, but I don't actually know where. No permit, no travel, eh? I have no gold on me. I put it all... Oh, I have 5 gold on me. guy's a little bit more threatening than the normal enemies in the area. Yeah. Probably swap out one of these for Prospirit. I don't think there's a whole lot for me to be doing here. But Pete from the Swamp is the best soil in Tyria. Well, you've gotten settled in. I still remember, and I've told this story so many times, being really excited on my very first playthrough to get to Captain Greywind so he could teach me how to meteor shower. At this point, I'm just kind of running through here to get on my map, I guess. Quest? Yeah, playing for the settlers. Sure. Why not? Character seems to be in the business of doing random quests anyway. I don't know why I used my skill right before the zone transition. It kind of doesn't make sense. Okay, let's go ahead and head south to Bergen Hot Springs first. I need those. I need TOA. Yeah, I think I'm just going to get some Krytan outposts. Do I have... No, I don't have Fisherman's Haven either. Fisherman's Haven's not super critical or anything, but it's a nice one to have. Button. No, I hit it that time. It's because I missed. I meant to hit 5 and accidentally went for 6. And I just did it again, too, which indicates some sort of problem. Yeah, I'm just reaching over a little too far. Ooh, feathers. Interior, why is your energy so high? I got blocked. I'm having a hard time getting Lotus Strike in. Everything's kind of... These enemies are so weak that they're dying too quickly. That's one of the things I love about when the Winds of Change. It does actually change enemies. I wish we had gotten something in Ascalon. I understand why we got Warren Kryta. It makes perfect sense, but... I still wish we... I would like something to kind of show. I don't know. The game really endeared me to Ascalon, okay? That's the long and short of that story. Yeah. Long and short of it. I'm going to go ahead and kick Zed in favor of Olivia. I want some more defense. And that's like basically all she is, but... Sasuke, I feel... Yeah, I think can hold down the home front okay. I don't know about these lava arrows. Brother the Great Dwarf doesn't feel super useful. Um, 12, 14, 12, and 12. I have all of those. All of the Eye of the North skills. I kind of thought I probably did. Sniper support's fun. Yeah, you know what? I don't really need that. Let's go ahead and just put Shadow Theft in there and I don't know. What would be good for that last slot? Something. Bollock Strike's not useful. How about... Little Twisting Fangs. No, I don't think so. You know, I can put Exhausting Assault. I think I'm going to. We'll go with that. That seems reasonable. Now this is on my map, which is good. That is what I wanted to achieve by coming down here. Let's go back up and head over to Beetleton, and then... What's the best way to TOA? I think I might head over to TOA some sort of wonky way, where I go up to Fisherman's Haven. Do I want to do that now? It is starting to get to the point where I'm planning on heading to bed sort of soonish. Like an hour-ish. Yeah, I should go to like Beetleton and probably wrap up. Because like it's not like I'm doing anything difficult, it's just long in travel time. I don't know how often I actually need that Prot Spirit, but I'm sure Acolyte Jinno's happy for it. What are these Ettins doing? I still remember the joke about Jawspire when he goes to farm the Ettins, they put on their super vigor pants. I don't know what happened to Jawspire. Gander's armor is actually inspired by him, because he would wear those like super non-pretentious robes. Everybody's running around in a bunch of expensive armor, and he's like, I got the basic armor. But he has it at a bank full of crystalline swords. Oh man, you know what? I just got hideous flashbacks to when the bank only had one pane of 20 item slots. Boy, am I glad they expanded it. Those were rough times for stuff. Although, as before, we really had much in the way of mini pets, so you weren't having a bunch of inventories cluttered that way, at least. Ugh, mini pets are the great clutterers of inventory. They're cool, don't get me wrong. But, let's just say Guild Wars 2 did it better. In my opinion. You know what would be a really interesting update? Won't happen. Be very clear. Would be, yeah, they were figuring out a lot of stuff, you can definitely tell. Would be an update that would add support for, No, I don't need that. To the various campaigns for the professions they do not have in like greater quantities. Yeah. I mean, factions as well. Also, hello, Stuka06. Like, you can see Ascalon in particular, with a lot of the collector weapons being super weird, but also Prophecy's quests that give you weapons with really weird mods and such in them is another example. Like, there's a sword with some interesting stuff going on, if I remember correctly. These peacekeepers are really obnoxious. And, like, some of that stuff is really interesting. I wish they had... And I've had this discussion previously, but I wish they had that they had made most, or at least a good percentage of the green weapons, the unique weapons. It's all right, yeah. Have really unique mods in them, like impossible mod configurations, like non-replicable mod configurations. I think that'd be really interesting. It takes them work to figure out like how to do it in a way that like didn't just make them automatically the best choice, but I think that would have been really, really neat, and I would have liked them to at least try that. But I don't know, when your focus is on like when you have as much of a PvP focus as Guild Wars did, you kind of try to play for a certain amount of consistency and balance, so you don't want a Santier Spear situation, is what I'm saying. And to those who don't get the reference, Dark Souls 2 PvP was a heck of a thing. I remember Santier Spear is one of those things that's really, really cool. For those who don't know, why not? I'll ramble about it. It's something to talk about. That's always good to have. So Santier Spear is a weapon in Dark Souls 2. Now, that game has a durability system. It has extremely, unusually high durability. And, like, you have to kind of go way out of your way to find it. Not, like, super out of your way, but definitely out of your way. And when you find it, it's kind of a clunky weapon. Like, its attack is kind of middling and stuff. It's not all that great. If, however, you put in the effort to break it, which, keep in mind, it has a ludicrous amount of durability, unusually so. So it's not like super easy to just break it. Then what ends up happening when you do so is it becomes an entirely different weapon with a unique moveset that's indestructible. Because what you do is it's a spear that got stuck in a statue. So if you bust it, this is some blankets, by the way, that I'm taking. So if you bust it, you bust off the rock, and then you get the spear. And like I said, it has a very unique moveset. But it was also extremely powerful in PvP. And it turns out in PvP, there's no such thing as like hidden information or scarcity in sort of that regard. It's just everybody's going to have access to it. So, kind of, there's things that you can do in single-player games that you just can't do in PvP games. In terms of, like, you can't balance with likelihoods. Like, in a single-player game... Farmer Milton. You can balance with likelihoods. You have been reported to your local committee for the elimination of anti-Krytan behavior as a possible spy against the nation. In the name of the White Mantle, we hereby order you to relinquish ownership of all your land and property to Layman Joseph and submit to arrest. What? This is preposterous. You accuse me of such things. Let's see here. It looks like Layman Joseph filed the complaint. Huh. That's quite the coincidence. Coincidence? That no good backstabber's been after my land for years. Surely even an armor-clad idiot such as you can see through this shroud. Mind your tongue, I'll cut it from your mouth, peasant. Fleming Joseph is a trusted member of the Committee for the Elimination of Anti-Krytan Behavior. He has exposed the Guild of Mini Farmers recently, which proves the Shining Blade is corrupting the good citizens of this area. Look, who does the land go to when these farmers are found guilty? Well, Fleming Joseph. And who is providing the evidence against these so-called traitors? Careful, boss. I think he's trying to trick you. Shut up. I'm in charge here. I'm not going anywhere with you. You tell Joseph that if he wants my land, he can take it over my dead body. Make note that the suspect resisted arrest. Noted. In accordance with the revised Krytan Penal Code, Section 7, Subsection C, regarding suspects who resist arrest, we are hereby permitted to strike you with blunt objects until such time as you comply with our orders or lose the ability to resist them. Men, commence beating. There's a lot of these, like, little scenes around. It's interesting to me how different War in Kryta is from Winds of Change, but they both have some really neat little scenes around. Oh, great. Now you've done it. I could have handled the beating, but now they'll kill me for sure. And that no-good Fleming Joseph will be here to claim my land. That is, unless I burn it down. Let's see how much profit he makes off a pile of ash. But, you didn't hear that. And if you see a bunch of smoke, you should probably just keep walking. Oh, and you've never even heard of me, if anyone asks. It's like, yeah, we didn't actually make things better. There. I like some of these little encounters, showing you what's going on and all that. There we go. But yeah, anyway, as I was saying, oh, Inquisitor Bauer is over here. We don't have time for this. Tell me where the Shining Blade is hiding. I don't know anything. I'm just a simple hog farmer. You're going to tell me what I wanted to know. It's just a question of how much it's going to hurt you. Careful, boss. You can't keep killing all of our leads. Don't question my methods. That sure is a nice pig you have there. If you tell me what you know, I'll make sure nothing bad happens to him. Boss? Don't interrupt me while I'm interrogating a suspect. But don't those guys over there look kind of familiar? I don't have time to follow your ignorant hunches. I am a professional. Okay, you're the boss. Do you see this pine cone? Do you know what I could do to you with this pine cone? Are you getting a pine cone here? What? I can't understand a word you're saying. Why don't you take that stupid thing out of your mouth? Where are you getting a pine cone, Sari? He says, maybe he's telling the truth. He has a point. Maybe this farmer doesn't know anything. Impossible. Look, farmer, tell me what you know or things are going to start getting messy. Fine, fine. Shining Blade is hiding in, out with it? We're running out of time. There's Scoundrels Rise. Yeah, that's it. I mean, where else would scoundrels like them be? This is actually set up for later. Of course! You men, stay behind and see if you can get any more information. I'm going to Nebo Terrace to gather my interrogation supplies so I can be the first to reach the trader's camp. I need to get there with haste. I don't like my suspects pre-beaten when I start my work. So, what do you people know about the Shining Blade? The Shining what? Never heard of them. I agree, my hulking accomplice. Perhaps we should jog their memory. But Inquisitor Bauer, you have a quest to take him down. And he is, in fact, found in Scoundrel's Rise, yelling at Scale. I quite enjoy. Oh man, hello Dantosho and Party of 6. Welcome. Thank you very much for the raid. I appreciate it. Hope you're all doing well today. I myself am apparently delivering some blankets to Captain Greywind in clear violation of continuity. I think? I guess you could do this quest whenever and it doesn't really matter. Just exchanging extra weapons for some blankets. What is this bow I got? It's probably this bow. It's this bow with damage plus 10% while in a stance. Receive physical damage minus 2 while in a stance. Well, I certainly appreciate it. See, this is what I love about prophecies. You get stuff like this. Like, that's not a mod you'd ever find on a bow. It's up here. Not even a max bow. Okay. I'm just getting some outposts on my map. I should probably clear out some of this stuff. Highly salvageable. I guess so. I'm going to salvage this sword. It's the sort of thing that salvages into iron. I have to be paying attention to my requirements here. Hey, thank you for the follow as well. And Danto Show? I'm not sure how you inflect your name specifically. A stick? Disappointing salvage. But yeah, requirement's gonna kind of help me identify how well things are gonna like salvage and stuff, so. I kind of want to hang on to this because it's really cool. Okay. Sell these extra things and head up into the weirdly laggy zone that is Stingray Strand. I don't know that Acolyte Jin should be having all of this frenzying going on, but I kind of like it too. Oh man, I don't know why this zone is so particularly laggy. I do like the Wizard's Tower there in the background though. It's like, this is one of those things about this game that's so, like, it's not about this game specifically. It's about, like, associations. And this happens with historical figures as well, as an example. But I associate seeing this Wizard Tower with Keswick's Peak over here. But we're just looking at the other side of it. It is totally visible from Sanctum Cay and Stingray Strand, and oh my goodness, my FPS just absolutely evaporate here. I don't know why, specifically, my FPS just die in this map. I think there might be something with the water. I don't know. It's very weird. Regardless, I have just gotten terribly wrecked by missing a bunch off of Price of Failure. But yeah, it's really interesting to me seeing the floating Wizard's Tower there. Because again, mentally I associate it, or I've traditionally associated it anyway, with Keswick's Peak. But like this whole coast, you can see it. And I think that's really neat. But I also think there's like an interesting note about psychology from that. Where it's like, this is the thing that's been connected with, even though it's like, oh yeah, it's just all over here as well. And I think is really interesting. And like I said, it happens with historical figures. Where it's like, oh, I associate this person with this time period, and then when they're not, when you discover that they in fact existed outside of that time period, it can be kind of startling. It's an awful lot like actually, when you're a kid, running into a teacher at the supermarket or something. Like you're going out, you're grocery shopping with your mom, and nope, there's your teacher. Also grocery shopping. Like, you know, they're a human being, they need groceries. But it's just one of those things where it's just like the context is not how you associate with them. And that complete break in context is super weird and disorienting. Yeah. It's kind of neat things that expand. It's actually very similar. Because I did a slow analytical playthrough that I called my slow playthrough of most of Guild Wars 1. Not some of the elite areas and stuff, but the majority of like the standard content through like Guild Wars Beyond. And I with that, something that I was going in, and I've been rewatching it lately. I did it like a year and a half ago or something that I started it. And I was all the way over here. And I was going through Pockmarked Flats over here, and I'm like, what is that structure over there that I'm seeing? And eventually it dawned on me, it was the backside of Fort Ranik. And, like, you can see the backside of Fort Ranik probably from, probably worth salvaging, right? Truncheons are usually containing iron for some reason. But it's like, oh, that is the backside of Fort Ranik, and just realizing that, I could see Fort Ranik from, like, Serenity Temple was unexpected to me for some reason. It's just, like, that's not where that is, though, sort of thing. Really interesting how that sort of stuff happens. But, like, that's the sort of thing that makes it feel like a more full and complete world when they appropriately show you distant geography like that. There are areas where they don't show you things across that you should be able to see, but when they do, it really helps reinforce kind of a sense of things. There is an oak heart over here, and it made a spirit that just seemed to die instantly. Oh my goodness. This price of failure is no joke. I don't think they're unusual enemies or anything. It's just Assassin is especially vulnerable to his price of failure because missing is so detrimental to attack combo chains. Okay. So what I'm doing right now is I'm making my way to Temple of Ages, but instead of going the route that I normally would take to it through Deadlands, like going from Bergen Hot Springs over to the I think it's actually the Cursed Lands, to the Black Curtain, I'm going up through Telemark Wilderness over. Sometimes it's fun to do things in unusual ways, and this is, to me, a very unusual way of getting there, and that is exciting and interesting. I think I am probably going to wrap my stream once I get to Temple of Ages, just because I myself need to be sort of winding down for the day. It is 5 in the morning, and I am currently resetting my sleep schedule by staying up, but at a certain point, I still do need to go to bed. Like I have to pace it for a variety of reasons, not least of which, like, I still have activities I need to attend to. That can't really, like, I have certain tolerances, so. Anyway. I will stream more Guild Wars next week sometime. I don't know entirely what my sleep schedule will be, so I cannot tell you when. Oh my. This is another thing that I really like about Prophecies. All these, I wish there was a little bit more I don't know. Prophecies maps, you could spend a bunch of time with just fleshing them out with things. There's more water here than this map really feels like it indicates. This is some sort of... fencing for some reason. I don't know what that's about. But I do know dead enemies don't life siphon you. Okay, I need to go around because that is a very non-obvious pool of water. That is completely blocking the path there as far as I can tell. I need to go around to the beach. Like right here, theoretically, I should be able to see that coast on the horizon. This is an example of a spot where they don't complete the visual, as it were. And like, it's understandable. Keeping track of all of that is a lot. I don't know if they do better about that in Guild Wars 2 or not. I haven't really thought about it. Now that I'm thinking about it now. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. I could really see it going either way. I feel like a lot of the time when you have that sort of like bay, because of the swimming mechanic in Guild Wars 2, the bay is probably like in the middle of the map. So they kind of like sidestep the issue, if that makes sense. But I could be wrong. By the way, this is right next to the Shining Blade camp. So going from Fisherman's up to the Shining Blade camp actually might be a better idea now that I think about it. Like, I've traditionally gone to the Shining Blade camp here from Temple of Ages. But I'm just now realizing, because I never go this direction, right? My brain has always been, you travel this way. You travel through the maps this way. But now that I'm doing it, actually going from Fisherman's Haven, like, it's a fairly short trip up to where the Shining Blade camp is. Going from TOA through Talmark Wilderness might be longer. I'll have to try to keep that in mind for the future. For future reference. Shining Blade Necromancer. Nice seeing a bunch of the old standbys back here again. Hey, Princess Salma. I believe there's a report, yeah, that Brayden is bringing. I've been through this a bunch of times, so I'm not super invested in following the story at this moment. But it'll just kind of happen here. Well, I can confirm. I am up to 10 bottles of grog. I don't know why I haven't customized the Shao Spear. Probably mean to and just haven't gotten to it yet. Yeah. I think Avenia's right here, unfortunately. You want to help, but sometimes, like, there's some situations where helping makes it, or like attempts to help make the situation worse, and so like figuring out how to support in a way that doesn't exacerbate things is really challenging. I remember when Princess Salma, like before War and Kryta stuff, Princess Salma just used like she existed from Prophecy's release as far as I'm aware. But I find it interesting. Like she had just a generic female Krytan skin at the time, like Krytan female peasant, and with War and Kryta, they added the costumes for the Shining Blade and the White Mantle, and they put her in the Shining Blade costume, dyed it purple. I think the default color is like more greenish or something. I don't know. Does this character even have any costume? No, I don't. I can turn off her mask for cat ears, which is fun. But I would rather keep the mask up on her, generally speaking. Yeah. That is true. You do have allies among both. Tactical skills behind enemy lines is like accurate, but so inelegant of a phrase. Expertise with guerrilla warfare might be a little bit more eloquent. But sometimes when you're talking with somebody, you just don't have the elegant phrase, and so you stumble out one that communicates what you want to say as best you can. Haida is also technically a Shining or ex-Shining Blade Paragon. She was a member of the Shining Blade, but then she was kind of quit/fired and apprenticed to us. Quest added. The War and Kryta. Yep. Now we have these. Cool. Let's go to TOA. Better off going down. I don't think it really matters too much. This is a little bit closer here. I don't know, though. I don't know. Short story is I don't know. I don't know which would be a better path to go. This is the one that I've chosen because this is the one that I'm used to going. But you could go there. And I think that does connect up. And it probably would be even shorter. But this is the way that I've decided to go, so I'm traveling. Oh, man. Friggin' Assassin's Nightmare. Wary stance blocks attack skills. Like, just straight up blocks attack skills. There's no percentage to it. Of course, if they're using Flurry, that's a different matter entirely. Right, he has that bar, not the previous one. He had been running a smiting bar with splinter weapon, so I was like, where's the splinter weapon? I was like, oh, that's not a skill on that bar. Ooh, right. Oh, somewhere in there, Acolyte Jin became level 18. We can give her a bit more expertise, which is very good. It will help tremendously with her attributes. Yes, I need to go up this way. So I could have gone through there and meandered my way up there. Would have been a bit shorter, but I would have had to run all the way back. So I don't know if it would have been shorter. Whatever. I don't need to obsess about trying to pathfind. What I do need to do is I need to continue down this path into the Black Curtain. Retribution does a little bit more damage than I think of it as doing. That reminds me, the other day I salvaged a dead staff and was absolutely surprised to get bone out of it instead of wood. I don't know, I just had kind of assumed it had a skin similar to like Ghoul Staff's appearance or something. I don't know, for some reason I just assumed that I would get wood out of it. And I was wrong. Hello, Black Curtain. There's a watchtower. The heck is this Spindallo doing behind the zone transition? I don't know, but that guy took 175 damage, so having a bad day. I wish Elementalists could more feasibly run like 2 elements, but it's so hard. Your energy is so bad. Elementalist energy is absolutely atrocious. Everything's super expensive. The only way that you can make your attributes work is with attunement, or your energy work most of the time is with attunements. And then you're super vulnerable to energy removal, and that really boxes you into one element because, like, let's face it, you're not taking 2 different attunements to manage your energy. Look, I'm saying I think Elementalist has some technical challenges with the design. Oh my goodness. How much? Yeah, no, I have 17 critical strikes. Oh, 18's the breakpoint for, isn't it? 3 plus 5. Yeah, 18's the breakpoint. I have 17. If you have 18, you get 4 energy. It's not spelled out how critical strikes works. But it's actually starting at 3 plus 5 ranks, you get an additional energy. So at 3, you get 1, plus 5 to get 2, plus another 5 to get 3. So at another plus 5, you'll get 4, which is at 18. Normally you can't get 18, but with things that boost attributes beyond the normal limit being existent these days. Do I have to the limit already? That seems like a skill I would already have. I do. But it I find this map really interesting. I'm just gonna screenshot this. But with those now much more existent, it is actually fairly feasible to get yourself up to 18. But anyway, I think I will go ahead and wrap things up here. I have had a rather long stream today, Guild Wars. The timer in OBS says it's been 7 hours and 40 minutes. But of course, I had that internet outage a little bit ago. But thank you for everybody who rated today. Thank you for everybody who followed. Thank you for anyone who subscribed. I remember you there, Mana Guy. And I think that's going to be it. I will be back to stream sometime next week. Like I said, you can follow to get notified when I go live. I have a Discord where you can also go to get notified when I go live. Potentially more reliably than Twitch notifies people. Oh, I am not going to be able to pronounce your name properly. Oh. I see. I guess that is one way to translate it. Because I can't read kanji, and my hiragana is aggressively rusty. But welcome. Thank you. My train of thought got completely derailed. Anyway, yes, like I said, I will be back sometime next week. Normally I try to stream 2 games on my streaming day of like a game that I am playing through for the first time and Guild Wars 1. But because of some stuff going on, I'm only just going to stream Guild Wars 1 next week. And like I said, don't know entirely when it is because I'm working on resetting my sleep schedule. So we will find out as things go. But until next time, everyone, thank you all very much for watching and all that good stuff. And I'm going to go and sign off here. So take care, everyone. Goodbye.